Watch and burn.
Hey everyone. So tonight I want to discuss the Venetian Snares, My Downfall, the original soundtrack. This is for those of us in Aaron Funk's fan base who thought that his first classical record from 2005 was a one-off. We were wrong, because here is his triumphant return to the world of more classically inspired music, My Downfall, like I said barely 30 seconds ago. Now this record feels like a breakup, whereas the first classical one with the song titles and the title that I can't pronounce to save my life, this feels like the person who fell in love on that record a couple of years prior has since broken up with the person that they fell in love with, and this was the result. This record, I love how the songs are, at least for the most part, in English. This record feels more sad. The classical aspects of this, these strings, and they feel more mature than they did on the other classical record that I can't pronounce from 2005. It's this one here. And yet this record has such an overwhelming sense of grief and loss that, despite how I do like the classical aspects better on here, overall I find this to be more fun and for this to be way more inviting. This is a serious listen. This, you know, this feels, like I said, like it feels like something is falling apart. And my God, this record has such depth. It's like aspects of this record could fit in with any traditional classical crowd. If you were to toss any of the quieter tracks on here, they wouldn't know that it didn't fit in with whatever else was on their sort of classical playlist, because Aaron Funk is such a gifted songwriter that he's able to pull that shit off so effortlessly. Now, the titles on here, they do sound kind of hopeless too. Like track 1 is Colorless, kind of sums up the tone for the entire album. Actually, this record feels not necessarily colorless, but humorless. This record is sort of lost its sense of whimsy and that sort of that excitement towards like, ooh, what comes next? It seems like the person that made this record doesn't want anything else to come next because it feels like they're dealing with enough as it is that's fucking with them. You know, they can't handle something else happening. And with tracks like Colorless, the hopeless pursuit of remission through My Crutch, I'm Sorry I Failed You, you know, If I Could Say I Love You, this record just feels like somebody dealing with a broken heart. And the music on here is a perfect representation of that sort of heavy sense of melancholy, I suppose. But I still, this record's perfect. I like the classical, I like the strings, and I like how they're arranged, and I prefer the production of the classical elements on here more so than I did on this here that was released a couple years prior, even though I did find this record to be way more fun. This is mature, the other one's for kids, I guess, or whatever. This is for adults, the other one's for children. Even though that was the stupidest fucking thing I could have said. This is sad, the other one's happy. There you go, I figured it out. This is sad, this is happy. Happy? Sad. Sad? Happy. And yeah, so, God, I love this record. I just love everything about this. This is just so epic. My God, dude. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for putting both of these records out. I'm a better person for it. And I feel like I owe you something, you know? If I ever meet you, I'll give you free drugs. I will leave it there, so thank you so much for hanging out with me while I discuss the Venetian Snares' second classically inspired album, and that is My Downfall, original soundtrack. Like always, if you liked this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody, and thank you for making it till the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.